Soon.
What's on this fucking card?
Welcome to Game 4 of the Dis Northwest Tier 206 Tour. We are live coming at you from New Jersey. We have Seattle playing DEVYL. My name is Abby Abramovich.
And I'm Casey Ketta. I want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors for making this possible. Thank you, Dis Northwest, promoting growth in the sport of Ultimate and instilling the spirit of sportsmanship at all levels of play. Also provided by the Got Your Back Seattle Club teams. Aria Disc, precision disc technology for a world of difference. 5 Ultimate, the premier provider of ultimate apparel and gear. Play hard, have fun. Cut Camp, an overnight camp, summer camp for high school age players who want to learn from the best coaches in the world. Go there. Game Point Performance, online training tips and programs for ultimate athletes. Train, recover, repeat. Friction Glove, consistent grip in all conditions. Spike Ball, join the movement. And Fulcrum Media Group, we exist to share stories that matter. Wow, we have a hot day here. It's so nice to have this break from rainy, cold weather, and now we got ourselves the pool. Abby, what are you expecting to see this first point?
Oh, I'm expecting to see these Seattle players to come out firing. I'm so excited to see these DEVYL players for the first time. Seattle has had a quick turnaround from our game last night and then a 5-hour drive to New Jersey, just showing up for a quick warm-up. So I'm excited to see them running around and to see DEVYL having been here, been composed during their warm-up, having time to really wake up and get ready to compete today.
Big shot deep. Floating a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of a jump ball. Let's see if they can keep their feet in bounds as well. Oh, unfortunately, just drifts out of bounds. A really interesting stack, actually, by DEVYL. DEVYL's in light. Seattle is in dark. It looked kind of like a vert stack, but it had a lot more isolation plays, almost similar cutting like a horizontal. I'm not really sure. This is something maybe we'll ask their coaches at halftime about. There's a really interesting stack and a really unique way to kind of get their cutters open space. You can see Seattle in a vert stack right now, chopped down the corner, a really dangerous play right now, and there is an errant throw. I think the first point of each game has always had a little butterflies. This always feels like kind of like the butterfly point. There's fans, there's stream, there's all these other factors in, and I think it takes about a point, 2 points to kind of settle in and know, like, oh yeah, that's how we play Ultimate. Great shot to the end zone. Matt leaking deep and grabbing the goal.
Yeah, excited to see DEVYL able to punch in this goal from the turnover. We see the patience from their handlers as they're able to swing it to the side using the whole width of the field, able to take their time, use these break throws to get this disc all the way to the break side of the field as we see an easy score for Devil.
And Matt Labar is one of those players for Devil that you're really going to see all over the field. Not only is he going to be catching goals, but he's using his length on defense to bother people with his mark, and also his fantastic throwers. We also really have to check out Aylin and Ben. We're going to look for kind of a best friend connection right now. Those two have been playing together for so long, are going to the same college. Rumor has it they might have matching tattoos, and we are really looking for a best friend connection at this point as well. So, Devil holds maybe a little bit of butterflies, but now what are you expecting for Seattle on defense? Or I'm sorry, coming down in offense, what are you expecting to see out of Seattle?
I think that we're going to see a pull play. I think when you have these kind of rushed warm-ups where you don't have your typical amount of time to warm up, you don't get to go through every single thing that you want to. You might be saying like, hey, here we go, we're going to call it a play. Everybody is knowing what they're going to do. We don't have to rely too much on these connections that we know that we have. We can just run this play, see if it's there, and if it's not, we'll figure it out during the rest of the point.
And Devil, I think this is an opportunity for Devil to know that Seattle's legs are maybe a little not as warmed up as they used to be. We have a side stack here. Let's see if they fake flood again. They've been like flooding to the center and wrapping around. There it is. They're going fake flood into a vert stack with the Huck. Has a couple steps, floating in the air. Multiple people underneath. Let's see who gets up. Oh, big grab. Not in the end zone. Jasper for the score. Great grab. I think that's Soren there, making sure that in a crowd, getting position, getting his feet under, and also going up strong.
Absolutely. We see this disc hang in the air. There is a little bit of wind that is making things swirly today. We've got multiple bodies from multiple teams underneath the pile, and there we see the whole group start to back up, and Soren doing an excellent job going up with two hands strong and a quick flip into the end zone.
And what was really cool there is you saw Jasper catching that goal, but Jasper was also playing that kind of garbage position. A lot of times, big pile, right? And a lot of times when you see those piles up, a lot of times it just sails over everyone, and then either someone catches it kind of right at shoulder level or right in the chest, and Jasper not only was catching the goal, but ready for that tip disc. Maybe if it sails over, it catches some wind, being right there. I think that's a really high level, just kind of IQ play of saying, okay, I'm going to be a backup. It's kind of like backing up your throw in baseball.
Definitely, and I think Seattle can kind of breathe a little breath of relief after that play. I think that they're able to punch in a goal. Maybe not the prettiest, maybe not exactly what they want, but they're able to run their pull play, get the disc into the end zone, get a score, and put their defensive players out there.
And you know what was so cool about that pool play? It was like this fake flood. So the flood play has been like started when people start poaching off this side stack, and usually players flood all the way to the far sideline. This fake flood is like a counter to the counter, where you flood to the center and then still have someone running to the open side. A really kind of unique counterplay that you see evolving in this game as teams are scouting each other with multiple film on each other. We have Seattle coming down in their junkie zone. Big shot goes up. Labar underneath it. I'm sorry, Matt underneath it. Great grab for the goal over two Seattle players. Matt Labar again finding the end zone. Having a little dirt on his shoulder and shaking it off.
And we see this huge backhand from Aylin, number 1 on this Devil team. Big backhand, putting it up into space. It does hang maybe a touch longer than you would want, but Matt Labar doing a fantastic job going up strong between those two Seattle defenders. Shout out to those two defenders being in great position, being exactly where you want to be on defense, but offense just having that advantage of knowing when the disc is going up and being able to have those few extra seconds to read the disc.
And I know it's still early game, but it's clear that Labar is going to be one of the Devils' main favorite receivers in the end zone. 2 times already shots to Labar for goals. It's going to be really interesting to see how the game evolves and how Seattle adjusts, and then how Devil then adjusts to the adjustment right now. So last time it was Devil coming down and just person. Seattle ran a pull play and had a Huck go off. A little floaty. Maybe that's kind of what Devil's hoping for and expecting, okay, well, you know what? We're going to get those at the end of the day. But let's see what happens with this. I really like this pull play, and I agree with you, Abby, especially coming off the bus a little late. Having 2 points where you have a pull play, you know what you're going to do, pretty simple, really helps you get locked into this game.
Absolutely, and it'll be interesting to see if DEVYL comes down ready to bracket. If they see the side stack, if they're ready to hop in the lanes, try to take away some of Seattle's first big looks, make them take those second, third options, make them do something different than what their plan is right now on offense.
Yeah, the bracket, some junks. I mean, we're like true Seattle kids, though, where we're just like, yeah, let's throw some junk, let's throw some poachy looks, and all the other coaches are like, no, we're going person. We're going to just kind of grit it out with our legs.
Grind
right?
it out.
Grind it out with our legs. Great pull. Trapped on the end zone line right now. Seattle's in a vert stack. See if a layout comes. Great D. Fantastic run through by Jacob LaRue. Fantastic. You saw him trailing a little back hip. Receiver maybe slows down just enough, just so you can get that layout right pass. Fantastic bid. Now, short end zone. Let's see how their end zone looks. Ooh, really enjoyable end zone isolation, where instead of a vert stack, everyone's on the back end zone line, giving a little more room for their ISO, and then you're not really sure where the continue comes from. This is a really cool. I haven't actually seen this in a long time. Revolver used to run this in 08 and 09. With this back end ISO that usually went from a horizontal into this ISO play, which is really cool. Let's see how DEVYL runs this right now. This is back in the middle.
The DEVYL handler is doing an excellent job staying patient, looking downfield, looking for those shots into the end zone, but also being happy to swing the disc, take as many throws as it takes to get into the end zone.
Something really cool about this kind of end zone offense is players are getting to sprint forward first and then pick a side, where a lot of times when you do vert stack, when you ISO in the front, oh, there's the D, Kai with the D, with the catch D, so they can immediately go fast break. Big shot, a little bit of a miscue. Oh, great end zone hold by Seattle. Great D by Kai, and unfortunate kind of on those when you catch those in a fast break, sometimes your team's not locked in and not really sure that it was a turn, and those 3 seconds of the transition can really kind of cause a little too much chaos.
Absolutely, and it's difficult to make those deep end undercuts after you've played 45 seconds of hard defense in the end zone. So excellent work by Seattle, preventing a score and preventing getting the disc back for themselves. I think, did we just see an
we saw an
injury sub?
Luke had to go off. I'm hoping he's okay. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sorry, Arthur went on for him. Seattle taking a sub right now as well.
Looks
Tony
like
Veneri coming in.
For us off.
And I think also this is a time we're happy it's a beautiful sunny day. Ouch. Ryan chucking it right into his teammate. Maybe his teammate wanted to go in for him and said something mean and just let him know, hey, you know what? I'm going to chuck this disc at you for a second.
Also, his teammate doing an excellent job protecting our Fulcrum crew. Thank you so much, DEVYL. We really appreciate it. Here we see Seattle striking into the end zone. William Bootstraps Turner able to make the score for Seattle.
Unfortunate kind of 2 turns. I think he did have a person DEVYL had a person leaking deep. That shot came off early and fast, and sometimes hot weather, things like that, you get a little bit of a slip. Great upline cut by Bootstrap. Not only is this a kind of strike, but it's that was about a 20-yard strike cut, and Tony putting it out to space, letting Will run onto it, and then Will showing that emotion with that big kind of spike afterwards.
Yeah, you gotta love to see Tony get involved right after he is subbed in off the injury. He's got fresh legs out there compared to everyone else who's been running so hard during this long multi-turnover point, and he's able to get the disc right away and hit Will in the end zone for that score from Seattle.
And it will be interesting. This is one of the hotter days Seattle has played on in this tour, and a little muggy. I think legs are going to be an issue. If we see kind of these multi-turnover points, I bet DEVYL is going to have a little faster, a little quicker step off the line right there. This weather is muggy, it's hot, it's hard to breathe in. I know Seattle's not really used to it, and this is where I think DEVYL can really take advantage, really kind of grind in, force Seattle to make multiple A, B, C throws, right, instead of just these long hucks. I think Seattle's going to be looking to shoot early and get quick points off. I'm really hoping that DEVYL kind of locks in on their D right now and says, not your first option, not your second option. You're going to have to dump, swing around, and really kind of burn out your legs. and we'll get you at the end of the game.
Yeah, let's not forget that huge layout D that we saw looking at Seattle's first throw during that last point. I know Devil wasn't able to convert that into a score, but they were doing an excellent job taking away Seattle's first option right away, and hopefully the Devil defense can continue to do that.
So Devil coming down in a vert stack. Seattle, not in their junk, just in person, looking like, I'm guessing it's going to be force middle, but I'm not 100% sure right now. Devil, a little errant throw, a little bit of miscommunication there.
Unfortunate there, as they had an offender streaking deep with steps on his defender.
Coming under, Seattle working it on the open side. June with the disc, swinging it back to the middle. Jack Brown on the end zone line. Seattle looking to score in the red zone right now. Here's that swing. June shooting to the corner. Oh, a little too far. And those red zone is something that we really have to, Seattle really has to capitalize. I apologize. I keep saying we. Really has to capitalize on. You know, you don't get a lot of opportunities, and you have to be efficient on the end zone line. And those kind of throwaways are really costly, not just now, but later in the game when you're at 12s or 13s and you kind of gave away. LeBar with the disc, looking to shoot. Great undercut. Way to attack the middle again. Big shot deep, curving left, multiple people underneath, big time jump ball. Bounce, second effort, there it is. Great D by Seattle, but fantastic focus and concentration by Jack to find that disc not only after it was tipped, but then to make a huge layout play. We were just talking about how many times we see it in this pileup. Big time tip, but then to land and immediately go and lay that out, that is so hard. When you're jumping, you tip disc and you land, a lot of your energy is going back into the ground, and to immediately explode out, to have the concentration of knowing where the disc was tipped to, and then to grab that, huge play by Jack. Way to come down with the disc and a great second effort.
We saw June doing everything he could. He got up in the pile of people, able to get a hand on that disc, and sometimes we see the wind involved and it pops up. And sometimes that happens in the wind, and you've just got to shake the other team's hand and say, you know what? I touched it first, but excellent job bringing in that goal.
Great. And, yeah, excellent point. I mean, I think getting in that pile, and this game has been multiple kind of pile-ups, right? We're seeing both teams love to shoot and also love to go get the ball up in the air, saying, you know, you might have a step, but our player can jump really high, is really great in the air. And I think both teams have this style, and it's really fun when both teams from the booth to watch two teams just say, cool, we're going to throw it deep too. You think you can throw it deep? Well, watch this. And I think we're going to have a battle of just in the air this whole game.
It will be great to see if these throwers can dial in their throws a little bit more. This wind is super tricky out here today, so if they're able to keep it a little bit lower, get a little less hang time, as we're seeing that swill out there today. And here we have the pull coming from Devil. Seattle back on offense.
Big pull. Let's see if it stays in bounds. Absolutely in that back corner. Great opportunity for Devil. It slides out of bounds, but it's going to walk to the front. Still, a great opportunity. They're trapped on the sideline, on their end zone line. Defense is set up. Let's see how Seattle responds. It looks like a straight-up mark. Seattle is in a horizontal. Kind of a sweep play where two players sweep to the break side, now into kind of a side stack. Still in a horizontal, I apologize. Great up line by Asaf. Asaf looking to shoot, but no cuts come.
Seattle still able to work the unders, which is great to see. I know we've seen so many deep shots already in this early game, but showing that they can cut out of this horizontal as we see them move into end zone now.
Moving into end zone. Last point struggled a little bit in their end zone. Let's see if they can put it away here. Great movement. Will Turner getting those up lines and across. Looks like there's a call on the play. A lot of patience. Looks like there was a travel on the play. There's a cut, again to the cone, and that's a goal by Cameron. Really want to shout out Will, who got to go back and forth, up line, got the drop step, and then throw and go. Did a great job of kind of running that end zone. We also want to give so you can see Will right here, walking in disc, looking for that open side corner, and it's just a race now. Cameron is incredibly fast and just roasts his defender right now onto that open side. Great second effort by his defender, but Cameron has a ton of speed, breakaway speed, and also is that sneaky player that you're like, I don't know if you're fast, and then just immediately explodes. At this moment, we want to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors, 5 Ultimate. 5 Ultimate is the premier provider of ultimate apparel and gear. As the official partner of Team USA, currently competing at the Under-24 World Championships in Germany, 5 is committed to producing uniforms of the highest quality. For Ultimate players, by Ultimate players. Play hard, have fun, 5 Ultimate.
So we saw that was a big point for the Seattle team. They were trapped at the front of their end zone after a huge pull from this Devil team, and Seattle able to march it, swing it from the beginning to the far side. They're able to use that horizontal stack that we haven't seen that often yet from Seattle, and able to move the disc down the field very cleanly, able to get a hold, which has got to feel good for the Seattle team as they're starting to get their feet underneath themselves, coming off of a hectic morning, and here we're able to see some clean offense. I'm excited to see this Devil offense back out on the field. What do you think we can expect from this Devil O, Casey?
I think Devil is still looking to establish their deep game. The first couple points when you establish a menacing deep game really opens up everything for the rest of the game. If you say, we will beat you deep, even if it's just a step or even if you're even, right, all of a sudden Seattle or the other team has to adjust, and that opens up big unders and creates a lot of open space for Devil's offense. So I'm looking for Devil to open it up. Also, big shout out, Seattle looking good in these cutoff 5 Ultimate jerseys, right? Hot day, but you got these awesome reversibles provided by 5 with all our wonderful sponsors on the back. They've also done a great job making sure that all the coaches and the Fulcrum staff are decked out in these awesome sun hoodies. Great job, 5. We really appreciate the sweet swag and jerseys you got. There's the pull. It looks like Devil's in a vert stack. Initiating from the front, really fun. Looks like a little bit of a pull play there. Ooh, almost, Dylan almost got a run through D there. Devil with the disc. Seattle forcing forehand. Trapping on this line. Big upline cut, looking for a deep shot. There it comes. Off to the corner. Lots of space. There's a, big bid. But fantastic grab by Jacob LaRue.
Jacob LaRue doing a fantastic job of keeping his buddy in front of that Seattle defender. We saw this big huck go up. They were pretty even as they took off, as they started this cut. Here we see the Devil offense moving, looking upfield, taking that forehand shot. And here we see Jacob taking a straight line to the disc, able to get his body in front, go up with 2 hands. Huge bid from the Seattle defender, but Devil showing that they can do this work. That was one of the cleanest deep shots we've seen so far. All the previous ones have hung up in the air, had multiple bodies underneath. This one, we see it out in front of the player, into space, able to run onto it, pancake catch, even though there's defense on his back.
And you kind of think about like what led to that, right? A great upline strike, right, to get into power position. The thrower put it right in the chest, so the thrower could got in step and didn't have to slow up or didn't have to speed up, was balanced. And then this cut came from an opposite third, right? So you can kind of bend it in. They got to see it the whole time. All those little things make that play that much easier. Yes, Devil can go up and get any ball in the air, but at the same time, those little plays make a deep game so menacing throughout the game.
Definitely, and Jacob did a fantastic job also of starting his cut shallow. Previously, we've seen these deep cuts already starting 40 yards away and then continuing. Jacob doing a fantastic job of staying shallow to where the Frisbee is so that the thrower doesn't have to throw it as like the furthest he possibly can, but able to just put it nice out in front for an easy away pass.
Again, a beautiful pull by Devil, putting Seattle back in their end zone. Side stack, looks like a flood play. It's another fake flood play. Open side. Ooh, great break throw by Asaf. Another break throw. Seattle working up the break side. Devil with a forehand force, kind of a straight up, trying to prevent those hucks as well. Another break throw. Seattle now in a vert stack. Oh, and a drop by Cameron. Unfortunate. Seattle was really moving it, like gaining a lot of yards under, kind of established their deep threats, and now we're gaining a lot of yards under. Unfortunate drop.
Yeah, let's see how Devil can respond. They have an opportunity to break here, which would be fantastic for them. We see the score 3-4. Devils in the lead. If they go up 3-5 here, this would be huge for the first half.
Oh, I thought the shot was coming. Big pump fake. Seattle, force forehand, Devil in a vert stack.
We have a call on the field. Might have been a pick downfield. We saw that defender, or that Devil player streaking deep from the far side as one was coming under. We'll see how far the Seattle defense agrees that they get to catch up. Looks like disc is live.
Yeah, violation was called. It seemed like they were still figuring things out.
Pretty common for that to happen during a pick call. Everyone's got to figure out where they are. Maybe we don't necessarily agree. And pick calls can be very tricky, so it's great to see these players talking it out on the field, making sure that everyone agrees, and we see the thumbs up from Asaf there. Hopefully able to tap the disc back in and see what this Devil offense can do.
And these are also kind of scary moments for an offense, right? Defense got to catch their breath. It's trapped on the sideline. Defense all set up. Let's see if they can also get to the middle. Immediately, great discipline to get it back in the middle. Verstack is so much more dangerous in the middle. The shot coming. Defense there. Soren with a great D and looking to fast break. Asaf with the disc now on the sideline. Seattle again going into their vert with no handlers back. Great up line cut and throw. Toes are in. Pop up. Multiple people are going to be under it. Let's see the jump ball. Oh, big grab by Jasper. Big shot. Looking to the corner. Kai, can he get up? Oh, another great grab and a tipped grab. Oh, my gosh. Probably not the cleanest point. I'm not sure what Dylan and Henry and Kelly are going to say after that, but in my book, a goal is a goal.
A goal is a goal. Seattle able to tie it up at fours. We see this huge grab from Jasper, and then he is looking deep. A couple pump fakes here, puts up this backhand. It's an interesting choice to put up that backhand, I would say. And we see the Devil defender doing everything he can, getting his fingertips on that disc, but still Seattle able to come down with it. And like we said, maybe not the prettiest ultimate we've seen so far, but a goal is a goal.
So right now, we just want to talk a little bit about the weather. It is incredibly hot. I'm out here having 2 fans blow on me. We're not sure if the cables are overheating or things are going to kind of crash or burn. I can't believe Sarah's outside with the camera. Big shout out, Sarah. You are doing an amazing job. Not only are the players kind of burning up, I know the turf gets really hot too in the kind of feet and cleats, but I know our equipment just might overheat at any minute now too.
Yeah, it's kind of up in the air whether Casey and I will overheat first or the equipment. We're not sure. I know I am sweating just standing here, just talking about the players running around on the field. Hopefully everyone is staying hydrated, and we're doing everything that we can to bring you this game today during this heat.
And it's 83 degrees, but, it feels like it's 89. And spoken like a true Seattleite, if it gets over 80, I don't know how to function right now. And we're looking at later in the afternoon, it might get up to 105. And if it gets to 105, folks, this stream might just get really sad. You might hear Abby and I just kind of slowly wilt away. You can see the fans staying cool with some great shade tents and things like that. But Janice, if you can bring us some water or send us some water or something like that, we would really appreciate it. Shout out to Abby's mom, who's been watching the stream every game and tweeting out support. We really appreciate it. Seattle coming down with a great run through D. It looks like there was a backhand force. Devil was in vert stack, but this is a great opportunity for Seattle to break in their end zone. Multiple cuts. Jack with the break. A great jab set back and an immediately inside backhand throw. Great run through D.
I believe that's from Isaac Granston, number 51 on Seattle. And then we see Seattle happy to pick up the disc right away. The players doing an excellent job of getting into their end zone quickly. See a couple big fakes, getting them marked to move, staying patient, and then a couple more fakes, really getting that mark to move his feet all around. Excellent job from that mark and able to hit Jack Brown in the end zone for a goal from Seattle. And I just really want to shout out that defensive effort from Isaac Granston, able to get the D for Seattle, that run through block on one of the first passes from Devil. That's a huge play. I know that Coach Henry was telling me that they call Isaac Granston IG since they have 2 Isaacs on the field, but it turns out Isaac is the least likely one to have an Instagram on the field despite the name IG.
Well, I mean, that's a great Instagram play. So for all you folks with some IG, maybe you get a little shots of this beautiful sunny day and wonderful 5 Ultimate jerseys and Devil rocking those beautiful whites, and we can get some Instagram, no filter needed. I don't know. I don't have an Instagram either. This is all I have.
We're not really the social media experts you might expect. But we've got ourselves a great game to watch today. What do you think you would say as a Devil coach to this team right now?
You know, I would be a little just kind of like, we are getting the opportunities we want. Seattle has scored, but not in the way that's really pretty. We've gotten multiple tips. They've gotten like multiple kind of like, Devil's gotten multiple Ds that have unfortunately turned into a goal. So if you're Devil coach, you're saying this is not a game to 5, this is a game to 15, right? If we continue to play this way, we are going to get Seattle, right? Seattle cannot maintain this luck the whole game, and the disc is going to bounce our way eventually, right? But it's so tough, right, when you just had a break and like it seems like the things are just kind of working out in Seattle's way, but maintain. Devil's been playing excellent in this game. So it looks like Devil's in a vert stack, forces backhand. Seattle doing a good job of putting a lot of pressure. Devil moving it back and forth. Looking to shoot, but you have a lot of help from the weak side. Seattle still switching, but not in a big poachy way, but just helping out on the deep looks. Disc trapped on this sideline. Let's see if they move it back to the middle. Great movement. Oh, unfortunately, just too far. Alan really running the show, and then Seattle getting a really favorable roll, gaining about 20 yards there. Really unfortunate for Devil right there. Alan was doing a great job of using that center handler, moving it. Just tipped right off his fingers, but unfortunately too, because that throw to that middle was not only a break, but I'm pretty sure it would have led to a second break. Just a game of inches right now. Seattle in a vert stack. Martin throwing and going. High throw to space. Martin grabs it. Looking to the corner. Soren for another break. That's a big break. That's a huge momentum shift. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a timeout by Devil right now just to regain composure, because Devil's been playing, I think, the way they want to play. It's just not working out for them, and Seattle's doing a great job. As you can see, throw to space. Really interesting throw that not only gains the multiple yards, but gets Martin in a place. Great timing by Soren to find that cone, sprint to the open side, and Soren for the goal for another Seattle break.
And you called it, Casey. It looks like Devil has called a timeout. So at this time, we would like to send it to our sponsors and join us back after this quick timeout.
The sun is high, shining in my eyes, moving west to lead us to paradise. All that's underneath, dripping out of me. I see visions of everything we always dreamed. When the morning comes, stars in the sky above, will you be ready? When I'm out here, we'll rise alive.
All right, and we are back during this timeout taken by Devil. We just saw Seattle break again. So Seattle has the lead 6-4 in this hot game that we've been talking about this morning. During that last offensive possession for Devil, I really wanted to shout out number 66, Oscar, on Devil, doing a fantastic job grinding for big unders, taking off deep, not getting hit deep, but being able to chop his feet instantly and come back. You don't see him drop his head and be like, man, I was open, no one's hitting me, give me the rock. Instead, he cuts under, gets the ball, keeps his offense moving for Devil. We saw that error on the swing pass, but Devil's offense is continuing to look good.
Yeah, and I think that's what the coach is saying right now. Like, you know, we are getting the looks we want, and we're also in this kind of mid-game where players have said, okay, you are attacking deep, and Seattle's adjusted by having a poach deep. You can tell Devil's made these really solid adjustments on the mark to really prevent those deep looks and making the deep shots a little more difficult. Both the last 3 points, you see multiple dump swings, multiple sideline to sideline, forcing both teams to kind of go to their option B. We're really lucky to see that this talent that option B is still really good and really consistent, but I love watching this kind of counter to the counter play that we're seeing this chess match from the coaches and these players as well.
Yeah, and we see an excellent person defense from both teams. I know you and I are both big fans of junks and zones, but we've seen these kids grinding out there, taking ownership of their matchup and making these throws and catches very difficult for both teams. However, it would be interesting coming out of a timeout. Seattle has broken twice in a row now, I believe. If Seattle does happen to set a zone for this, try to catch DEVYL off guard since everything has been person for the most part.
Yeah, and I'm looking for DEVYL. You know, Matt was really, Labar was doing a great job the first couple points, establishing himself as a deep threat. I'd be interested to see if Matt and DEVYL players kind of start looking back to that kind of deep threat moment. You know, it is this kind of counterplay moment, but I think it's also still bread and butter. DEVYL's great in the air, great taking deep shots, and I want to make sure that DEVYL still attacks the deep space.
Yeah, I agree with that. They've shown that they do have the ability to grind unders. We've seen a few unfortunate errors, but I believe that this DEVYL team does have options under and deep, so ideally maybe getting 1 or 2 unders and then looking for the big deep shot, as you said, Casey.
Completely. And I agree. I'm looking to see if they're coming down in kind of a junky zone from Seattle. Another great pull. We have some fantastic pulls. Coffin corner. DEVYL sacks a little deep, swinging it back and forth. They've settled in. Great composure by DEVYL offense, moving the disc calmly out of their end zone. Gaining yards under. Trapped far sideline. Stall count getting high. Great cut up line. Looking for the deep shot, not there. Great break throw back to the middle. Moving it again to the break side. Great movement by DEVYL. Getting an attack in the middle, finding the spots that are there. Attacking from the middle. When they're getting on the trap sideline, you can really tell how disciplined this team is. Not only are they looking for that first kind of open throw, but they're also doing a really good job of attacking back to the middle. Great break throw to the continue shot for the goal. Zach Stinger, fantastic grab. And I always like to talk about kind of what led to that break side huck, right? You have this kind of great inside throw to the middle. And it's not like a huge flashy break, but you can tell DEVYL's moving to the break side and then gets to turn with momentum to throw into that back corner on the break side. And that is a corner as a defender that you're like, if they throw it there, like I can't guard everything. I can't guard back corner on the break side. And when you get that kind of 7-cut catch in stride to throw to that back corner, incredibly dangerous.
Definitely, and DEVYL's offense doing a fantastic job working it up from that coffin corner on a great pull from Seattle, able to get it to the far side of the field, showing off their patience, showing off that they're willing to look wherever they need to be able to move the disc, really being a patient and fantastic offense, and then all of a sudden striking with a deep shot. So they're showing that they're able to do whatever is needed to be able to score, and hopefully they're able to come down on defense and get this break.
And big shout out, I mean, they were in the coffin corner and scored opposite corner. They worked it 110 yards. Calmly, right? I was up here in the booth being like, run away. This is too scary. And they just calmly worked it out of the end zone, stump swinged. When they were trapped on the sideline, they moved it back to the middle. They took the shots they wanted to. They were still being aggressive but patient.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see if the Seattle offense can respond in a similar way. Interesting to see if we get another one of those pulls back to that back corner of the end zone. We've seen great pulls all day today as we watch the pull go up from DEVYL again into the back of the end zone. I'm not quite sure if it'll stay in.
Oh, my gosh, hitting the track. What are they feeding these kids? It is amazing. That went a good 10 yards out the back. I don't even know if I could run that far, Abby.
I would love to see it, Casey.
Seattle setting up in a vert stack. It looks like DEVYL's in person. We'll see if they flash the lane or if they're just using their marks to take away. There's deep looks. It looks like the last back is still backing. Yeah, it looks like their last back is definitely helping to make sure that they have 2 people if a huck goes up early. Seattle moving to the break side. Dylan with the disc, looking for a soft. High stall count Jasper, getting the reset back to the middle. Far sideline. Big shot to the end zone. A soft with the goal. Travel was called.
Yeah, we saw that disc on the far sideline. The disc was moving quickly between the Seattle players. Not surprised to see a travel called here as you're continuing to catch, turn, and throw immediately. It looks like the disc will be heading back. Asaf making an excellent effort to toe that end zone line, to keep the disc in the end zone, and it looks like the disc is back in the hands of the Seattle thrower, looking for someone new in the end zone. We see a quick reset as Seattle moves the disc to the far sideline, staying patient. Handlers happy to dink the disc between themselves. And there we see the break side shot from Jasper to Tony into the end zone for a score for the Seattle team.
And just really textbook end zone offense. Kind of multiple passes, dump swing, forcing the defense to go one way, then going the other way. We can see Soren dumping it back to the middle. Big pump fake, hitting the inside, moving to a break throw to Tony. And watching this patient end zone offense is really fun to watch, where it's not just one option, but it's multiple. Okay, if you're going to take away this, we go here. If you're going to take away that, we go here. And not at any time during that point did it feel like Seattle was forcing it. And at the same time, I love this counter play, right? No hucks went off. You could see DEVYL has made this adjustment by having that last back help in the vert stack. Their marks have also adjusted to be a little flatter. But in that adjustment, you also give up something. The unders from the back of the stack are a little easier. It's a little easier to go side to side and attack from the middle. And Seattle's taking it, and that's really exciting. And I think DEVYL has also made the same adjustment where you can see, okay, if you're going to overcommit to our deep threat, we're going to come back and do these things. 7-5, this is a kind of a risky opportunity for Seattle to maybe try something to get a steal a break before half, but also I think a really good time for DEVYL to get into a rhythm for their offense. Their offense, the last couple points, has looked very strong, and I think that timeout has really calmed down DEVYL's nerves and reminded them what kind of their bread and butter is, and that they're a fantastic defense. I think that was a great timeout call, and I'm looking for another kind of patient hold by DEVYL right here.
Definitely. I think it's a big difference going into half. If DEVYL is able to put a score here, potentially get a break later, but a big difference of going into half, 8-6 compared to 8-7. If we see two clean holds here, ideally DEVYL is able to work the disc up on offense and give us another point before halftime. We see the disc trail out of bounds. Still, we're seeing great depth on all of these poles. That one trailing out of bounds.
Yeah, and then so it's a great pull depth-wise, but the fact that it's coming in on the break is now giving the offense maybe 30 more yards than they've had the last couple points. And those 30 yards just make that end zone deep shot a little scarier. No longer are you hucking it and having to work 110 yards. You're just working 50 yards, and that's a big advantage right now. Let's see how DEVYL takes advantage. I love this vert sack is a little different, where they ISO someone in the lane first, or like it's kind of just a subtle different setup, and I really like how it works.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of switching there from Seattle.
Shot's going to come. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
I thought it was coming too. But unfortunately, they had a little miscue and left someone open on this break side that DEVYL is able to keep working it up. Now we see Seattle tightening up a little bit on their defense.
Seattle coming down in a backhand mark. Looking to the break side. Great break throws. Throwers this game have just been doing a fantastic job and putting on the clinic of how to break the mark. Matt throwing to the back corner. Can it stay up? Oh, great footwork. Great grab by Lucen to maintain focus and to grab that in that back corner. Great shot. Good pump fake right there. Matt with a disc. Shooting to that back corner. Aggressive throw. Right to that back corner. Incredible focus, not only to run it down, but to keep your feet in bounds and to make sure that your first point of contact right there was his knee shots his leg inbounds. Great play by DEVYL.
Yeah, and we're continuing to see how comfortable Matt Labar is with the disc in his hands. You saw him there before he got the disc, knowing he was open, giving up space so that the thrower could take whatever he wanted, and then again asking for the ball and putting up that big backhand to the end zone for the DEVYL score.
And it's really interesting. I mean, he was open and like had a chance to go anywhere he wanted, and he decided to go, okay, I'm going to sit kind of in the middle, right? Make the throw easy for my thrower and also get a chance to then attack from the middle. The verge attack is so dangerous when a thrower like Matt has a disc in the middle, and him finding that kind of really creative space too. It looks like there's a timeout on the field. We're going to take a quick break and hear from our sponsors.
And welcome back. Coming out of this timeout that we saw right before halftime, Casey, what are some of the keys to the game that you have seen for this Seattle team?
I think for Seattle, it's how deep shots, and establishing a menacing deep presence. And that's not necessarily always taking the deep shots. When you establish a really threatening deep game, then that opens up these big yard unders and efficiency in the red zone. I think Seattle has been inconsistent in their efficiency in the red zone over this tour, and the last couple points, it's been a really beautiful end zone. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Yeah.
And tossing it back to you, what are the key points for DEVYL, Abby?
I think that DEVYL has shown that they are a dynamic team. They're able to take these deep shots when necessary. They're able to kind of dink it around the field, kind of taking whatever reset they can get, and then still able to look for that deep shot. It's not that they just go, okay, we're only doing unders, okay, we're only doing deep shots. We're seeing a very dynamic offense from this DEVYL team. I think they need a big point right here for defense to get this break, to tie it back up to sevens before the half. It'd be interesting. I believe we've only seen person defense from this DEVYL team. They've shown fantastic person defense so far, applying a lot of pressure to the Seattle team. Would be interesting if they threw something a little different, maybe a couple flashes in the lane just early in this point, trying to stop some of Seattle's main options.
And another thing to kind of keep in the back of our viewers' mind is the break throws. Both teams have been doing a great job of throwing break throws, and not only throwing break throws, but throwing break throws kind of on time, on target. A little adjustment, I mean, the break throws might get off. These are fantastic throwers on the field, but can you make it come a second late? Can you make it come maybe a step too far or a step too close where the defense cannot, maybe not get a block, but can set a mark and that second break throw doesn't come off? Right now, we've been seeing break throws come on time, on target, that lead to big shots in the end zone or continuation, big yard gainers. Big pull by Matt. Again, back corner. This game is about starting in that back corner. Defense set up. Seattle in a horizontal. Flat mark by Jasper with a great grab. Flat mark. Let's see if they transition at half to anything. Big shot. DEVYL's there. Great D.
I think that Will Turner might have just hesitated just a second before that deep shot. Not quite sure if it was there. Had to get around the mark for it to go up. And a great effort from this DEVYL team. Now they have an opportunity to break and tie this game back up at sevens.
And Jacob has been all over this field, really putting a suffocating mark on, but also doing a great job on the mark. Big dump deep. Oh, my gosh. Great grab by DEVYL. Kind of a scary moment. Almost an opportunity for a Callahan, but opening up a deep shot. Looking. Big shot. Curving to the left. Can it stay in bounds? Can they get there? Running. Oh. Great effort, great run for just tailing away. Great job, Matt Pyle, running that down and making a great effort on that bid. Unfortunately, just drifting a little out of the reach. Just trapped on the sideline. DEVYL now in a forced forehand, looking to get off that line. Will Turner looking to a soft up line, gaining yards, looking to shoot. Shot Up to Darby. Darby with 2 people on him. Got to find the feet on the line. Oh, and tips off his hands. There is a foul called. It looks like they were talking about it, and it has been taken back. Unsure if Darby was also even going to catch that inbounds. A little tough to see his feet, but he was drifting to that back corner.
Yeah, we could see that Asaf was trying to hit his receiver in that back corner, trying to lead him, but also not that much space left in the field, as now we watch this Devil team work it back up the field on offense.
Great break throw. Forces backhand. Devil working, looking to shoot. Ooh, a turnover, a little of a dink throw. Again, a shot to the corner. Asaf this time. Great grab, multiple people. And that is for half. Great patience. There's multiple deep looks that just didn't work out that point, or just little kind of like little errors from both sides. And Seattle picking up this, quickly capitalize. Darby this time throwing to Asaf. And you know what's really great to see though? You have 2 Devil players on that throw, right? It was great throw to space. Asaf runs it down, but you can tell that there's a game plan of saying we're having 2 players no matter what when the disc is thrown deep. Devil doing an excellent job.
Yeah, and Seattle showing that they are fearless with the disc. We saw multiple turnovers from them, but still willing to fast break, pick up the disc, and go right away. Take these away shots that we're seeing, and still able to score. Right now, we want to give a huge shout out to Disc Northwest and doing everything that they have provided for Youth Ultimate in Seattle, making this tour possible as one of the premier sponsors to our teams. Also, a huge shout out to all of the Got Your Back teams from Disc Northwest. These are teams from all over Seattle. We see their logos right now. We have club teams like Seattle, Sockeye, and Riot, and Mixtape and BFG. And then we've got the local spring league teams that are part of all the leagues. We know that Disc Northwest does a lot. A big part of it, though, is the leagues, adult leagues that they have in Seattle, giving everyone the opportunity to play. We see league teams like the Seattle Chicago Bulls. Casey, I know you've played at least one game with the Seattle Chicago Bulls, one of our favorite spring league teams. So just a huge thank you to all of those Got Your Back teams helping make this possible for the kids.
And at this moment, we're going to take a short break. Please join us at the second half.
An Ultiworld subscription gets you closer to the players and personalities you care about with game video, in-depth written and video analysis,
He's going to take off deep, but what he does is very simple.
documentary shorts,
And we've played Fruit Squad before, and it just feels a little bit harder to lose this year.
and a whole lot more. To get your subscription or learn more, go to ultiworld.com/subscribe.
I promise that I will love you forever and always.
Jinx, and he's in.
Welcome back to halftime of this exciting game of Seattle versus DEVYL. Really quickly, we just want to mention that the local area is under a heat advisory right now. It is super hot. As we've mentioned, we're playing out on turf. We've also got all of this camera equipment that we're using to bring this game live to you, so we know there might be a few glitches here and there. We're doing everything that we can to cool down our equipment, but just a heads up that there is a local heat advisory. Really quickly, we want to give another shout out to one of our sponsors, Cut Camp. Cut Camp is an overnight summer camp for high school players looking to develop their ultimate skills in a fun and competitive setting. Cut is the perfect place to find lifelong friends from across the country and improve your ultimate skills together. Come learn from the best players and coaches in the game. If you love Ultimate, you can find out more at competitiveultimatetraining.com. Cut Camp. Go there. And here we're gonna.
My name is Arnush Chiviharian, otherwise known as Java, and I am the founder and executive director of Cut Camp.
My name is Jaden. I'm from Toronto and I'm 18 years old. I came to Cut Camp because it's a great opportunity to get better at the sport I love the most, which is Ultimate Frisbee.
You can't find anything as unique as what you have at Cut Camp. It's an experience, honestly, you won't get anywhere else. With the coaches and the people that come here, everyone wants to be here. It's just an environment that is just so amazing to be around.
I think what made me want to become a coach most was probably Java's enthusiasm. I also really wanted the opportunity to hang out with some of the most knowledgeable players in the country.
We bring in coaches from all over the nation, and I'm talking about the best players, top-notch players that are playing the game at the highest levels, such as Goose and Jesse Schaffner and Claire Chastain, Opie Payne, Khalifa El Salam. I could go on and on down the list of these amazing coaches that have given up their time to come here and to really give back to the youth ultimate world and to help grow it and make it amazing.
I came to Cut Camp because I am very passionate about Frisbee. I want to do it for a very long time, and the people that I know who have gone through the program said it was really good, and I thought that it would be a great opportunity for me to learn from these pro athletes that I've been looking up to for so long, and to just take advantage of the opportunity and just, I don't know, learn.
My name is Chrissy Lind Hunter. I'm Filipino-British, but I grew up in Hong Kong. I played for the GB mixed team, but I now currently live in Malaysia. Over the last few years, I've been playing with GB mixed. I now play for Black Widows. We're going to the US Open for the first time. We are first multi-Asian country women's team to go to the US Open. I actually enjoy that the coaches get a chance to see what the kids want to do and see what their strengths are, as well as what the coaches have, the skills they can bring, and make an experience for these kids that's really personal and tailored to them.
Well, Cut Camp is growing at an immense rate. Just 4 years ago, we only had Chicago. Now we are in North Carolina, Portland, Oregon, Portland, Maine, and Toronto, Ontario.
Welcome back to this game of the Dis Northwest Tier 206 Tour. We have Seattle versus DEVYL. It's been an exciting game so far in this hot, hot heat. Again, my name is Abby Abramovich, and I am joined right now by our guest broadcaster, Ryan Boleen. He is the DEVYL rep, U17 coach, longtime member of this DEVYL program. Ryan, thank you, and welcome to the booth.
Thanks for having me, and welcome to a New Jersey summer here.
Thank you so much for having us. It's definitely quite the experience for these Seattle players. I know you've been with DEVYL for a long time. Can you share a little bit about DEVYL as a program and your experience with them?
DEVYL stands for Delaware Valley Youth Ultimate, is a New Jersey nonprofit company. we focus on promoting only youth ultimate, while some organizations tend to do a little bit of both. So we put our priorities there. We obviously run the YCC teams. That's what's most well known for, but we also run various leagues, especially club leagues that gets kids started as young as elementary school all the way up to the end of high school.
Awesome. It's always incredible to see these youth programs. I know that we always see them at their highest competition levels from YCC, but it's great to hear about all the programs that they've run. And how long have you been working with DEVYL?
Since about 2008, 2009, I was coaching the U20, then U19 at the time. And then once U17 was created, then U16, I did that since then. But also organized all this stuff during our club leagues outside of it, and as well as our spring high school-based season run through USA Ultimate.
Awesome. And what is some of the growth, or what have you seen this program grow in the time that you've been with DEVYL?
Oh, tremendously. When it first started, it was mostly about the YCC program and just the one team. And then we added multiple teams. We added a girls program. We actually play some of our leagues mixed ultimate as well. And just the numbers have just continued to grow each and every year.
Awesome. And you all also have a camp going on where we are on campus right now. Can you tell us a little bit about that camp?
Yeah, Campus Kids Summer Camps is a weekday sleepaway camp, the only one in the nation that does Monday to Friday. Then you go home on the weekends, come back and do it again. And while campers are here, they actually choose their activities every single day. For sports, we have a few sports programs they can choose from that are higher level, and Ultimate is one of the major ones. As you could probably tell, we actually have several of our U17 YCC players actually here as campers, are actually doing some of the announcing on the sideline. But we also get, besides some top-end talent, a lot of kids actually learn Ultimate here for the first time, and they may bring it back, and some have started teams like in their towns or joined our leagues outside of it.
Awesome. And as we see that incredible break throw from the DEVYL player to reel in that score, what have you seen so far in this game?
I've seen them be pretty decently conservative, especially given the heat. So they maintain possession pretty well here. I think they're managing the heat rather well given the conditions. This is our first big heat wave of the summer hitting us. So they're doing a great job with that.
Awesome. I completely agree. And as a U17 and longtime coach of this program, are there any players in particular that you think are standing out today that you're really excited to see competing with this U20 team? Aylin Learned, who has several assists in this game. He's been with us probably since he was in 7th grade or so. He's from Columbia High School. And the second one that sticks out to me is number 2, Jack Chaffee. He had a goal earlier and made some plays. Jack actually went to this camp as a camper just recently, as a few years ago, but has a hometown team in Westfield, New Jersey. Awesome. It's always great to see these players come up through the program and contribute elsewhere. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us for this game. We're so excited to see the second half and game 2. Make sure you tune in. We'll have a U20 girls game right after this. Again, Ryan, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Alrighty, as we saw a point with multiple turnovers from this Seattle and DEVYL game, but a very exciting score from DEVYL. We saw a huge breakside forehand throw go up in the end zone to a wide open DEVYL player.
And we have ourselves a really tight game right now, 8-7. DEVYL again getting their hard-nosed person defense. I'm sorry. Yeah. Hard-nosed person defense, putting on that pressure in Seattle. A couple early goals for Seattle that got kind of tipped and things like that. I'm expecting DEVYL with their hard person D to kind of generate some more turns this half.
Absolutely, and I think that we've talked about the heat so much so far, but I think it has a big presence today. We talked about the wind a little bit as we were seeing things hang in the air, but you're going to be feeling the heat during the second half after you've played one close half of person defense. It's going to take a lot of energy and a lot of grinding from all these players to get open and to also play this tight person defense that both of these programs love so much.
An unfortunate pull that gives Seattle a short field to work with. Let's see how they work their end zone right now. Great swoop preventing that next dump throw. Shot to the end zone. And that's a goal from Martin. Racing to the cone. A great kind of throw and go. And then Martin well timed to the cone for that. We see Will throw in a great break throw. You can see DEVYL working really hard, swooping to stop this next break throw. Takes a lot of effort. Asaf, though, taking what the defense gives him, throws and goes, threatens a little bit, and then Martin is coming away to that front cone. Excellent timing. Really looking and wanting to pay attention to how efficient is Seattle in their red zone. They've been looking really strong this game, but have struggled in the past.
Definitely, and we saw that beautiful backhand from Tony, and I think that is one of the keys to their success in this end zone. He was able to put the disc out in front of his receiver so that he is able to run onto it while having a defender on his back. There wasn't that much separation, but still able to make a nice, clean catch in the end zone for the Seattle team.
I'm sweating, Abby. I feel like my words are getting mixed up. The heat is getting to me. My brain is not functioning. I can't believe our equipment holding together. Big shout out to Fulcrum Media and being able to broadcast in lightning and thunderstorms, in 100-degree weather, making sure that viewers get to see high-quality live Ultimate. It's so exciting. I mean, this is something that still blows my mind. I know I'm kind of speaking like a dinosaur here, but like when I was a kid, this wasn't even possible. We were walking around looking at clip of the day on like a 2x2 screen in the computer lab. And like looking at what Ultimate is doing now with streaming, with the coaches, with organizations like DEVYL, the wonderful camps they put on, the level of play, the IQ that these players are growing up with is so incredible.
Absolutely. The ability to see so much live Ultimate is truly incredible, so inspiring for all the kids. Shout out to all of you who are watching this game, learning from these players as we
big
see
run through D by Isaac
huge
on
run
the pull,
through D.
getting a short field turn. Let's see if Seattle gets to capitalize on that first pass. I mean, that just takes so much effort to make that 7-yard sprint, and the bookends. Isaac sprinting down, stopping the first pass, getting the bookends. Right there, run through, and then immediately pushing forward. That is a great energy booster. You can see set up, getting to the back of the end zone too to make sure that his teammates have room, not immediately making that cut. And then finding his space. Seattle moves the disc, and then this is the opportunity where Isaac gets to attack. He's on stage right there. Easy open side cut, and with the big time spike.
And it's so difficult as a DEVYL defender now in that situation. You might not, as a cutter, you might have been running down off the pole, maybe not even see the turn happen, the huge D from Isaac, then all of a sudden you're scrambling, trying to figure out who you're guarding, making sure that you remember the force, just trying to contain them however you can. And we see the patience from Seattle, able to stay composed in their end zone, look for anyone who's open, and as we've talked about, that was a very efficient and consistent end zone that we saw from Seattle.
And this is kind of a gut check moment for DEVYL. You know, just got to break a really tough emotional break right there. The weather is getting to you. It's hot, right? This is where I mean, DEVYL is this fantastic program, and I expect them to kind of like find each other, make sure that they support each other in these moments. But it's such a gut check moment. You know, just went down a break, and now look and say, okay, we have to respond, and using your legs to respond in these moments. DEVYL coming down in that vert stat. Again, sprinting down on the pull, Isaac showing again, running back, and a big huck with a D. Achilles getting in that lane, getting hit in the face, but sacrificing his body to get the D. Kelly running out to make sure that he's okay. Got hit pretty hard. In face, as we can see, an upline cut right here. Achilles is running across the lane and does a really heads-up thing where he's not really guarding the throw. His player has just streaked across on an upline cut, and Achilles just hovers a little bit, puts the hand up, tries to make himself big, unfortunately catches it right in the face. A disc in the face just never feels great. I mean, it's nice to get the D, but sometimes you go, just throw it around me, please.
Yeah, we hate to use the term, but that is a great heads-up D from Achilles right there. And we've seen the Seattle defense coming down relentless, incredibly hard, tight defense. Every teammate working so hard on these first couple of passes when they are on defense, and they're able to get a D 2 points in a row within the first 2 passes, which is truly incredible for a defense to do.
And not only on that, you get these short field turnovers. You know, and Seattle now getting to have to work the disc right outside their end zone. They're probably going to go vert. They have about 25 yards to go, but makes it so much easier to gain 25 yards than 70. Again, no dump in the backfield. Seattle going with that 6-person vert stack. Looking for that break there. Great mark. Trapped on the sideline. High count. Pops up. Jack able to get it. Again, going back to the open side. Seattle looking for that disciplined end zone offense right now. Great D by DEVYL. Really locking in to the cone. Oh, Jack. Not in yet. Trapped on the sideline. Looking for that cone. Moving it back to the middle. DEVYL putting a lot of pressure on their mark. Going to the open side, and that's another break. Great grab by Jasper.
Jasper actually did an incredible job during that point. We saw him pick up the disc after the turnover, after the injury, staying nice and chilly. He's been an excellent cutter this game. He's been gaining huge yards on these unders. He's had a couple big grabs with his height, and here we see his resilience, we see his patience, we see him move the disc as a handler from side to side, clear out into the stack, let his other teammates take over for a second, and then a nice, clean, crisp end zone cut to that front cone.
And as we can see, it looks like Matt got kind of tangled up or is kind of grabbing his knee. You can see his players helping him over to the huddle. We really want to make sure that he's okay, but also a big loss for DEVYL if he's not okay. Another great timeout to kind of calm the nerves. We really want to make sure that players are also staying healthy. You know, it's really fun and great to see this high athletic play, but it's hot out here. This is also just fast-paced, high-flying ultimate. We really want to make sure at all costs, though, everyone stays healthy. Really scary moment when you see any player grabbing their knee and limping off to the sideline.
Definitely, and it's still early in the season for this DEVYL team. I know that they have a lot to look forward to later in the season, and it's a great opportunity for them to get high-quality reps against a fantastic Seattle team. But, of course, you want to make sure that your players are staying safe the whole time, competing in this hot heat, and giving it their all during this game. It's incredible to see, but we just really want to make sure that everyone is staying safe today.
And, you know, it's really tough for the players in this moment for DEVYL, but I think as a coach, sometimes you really appreciate these early game adversity games, right? This is tough. It's hot. There's, like, kind of a weird long warm-up or, like, not really getting in the rhythm. You're only playing one game. But at the same time, this is a great early season learning moment. You know, it motivates your teammates. It also says, like, hey, these are the efficiencies that we really have to work on. You know, you can tell they put so much effort in their person D. Their marks are fantastic. You can really point to things that are working really well. And right now they're not translating into points. But watching this replay, I think DEVYL should be really proud of the things that they've worked on and also get the motivation of saying, hey, we can also go to that next level. You know, we're right there. There's this game of inches right now. And you gotta this is why you do those track workouts. This is why you're waking up early doing the stairs and kind of lifting and all those things to kind of find those inches. And I think this is a great it's a tough game. Like 12-7 is not fun to be down, and this game feels much closer than the score is showing right now. I think this is also great motivation for DEVYL to say, okay, we're right there, but we need to do a little more and we need to kind of stick together right now.
Yeah, as you were saying, this is great practice for them. Maybe later in a tournament they have a big long bye and it gets hot out and then they have to come out and maybe they have to change fields, maybe the game gets pushed back for whatever reason. So it's great mental practice. We see that the crowd here is still super happy to cheer on these DEVYL boys as they continue into the second half. I think it also worthy to mention that with all of the streaming that has been happening in Ultimate, it changes the schedules of things. You're not used to playing one game a day, but as these players continue to grow and continue to compete in these big-time tournaments, you get used to these streamed games, and maybe you're sitting around all day waiting to play finals at 7 p.m., and it's different than what your body is used to. So a big shout-out to all the players out there giving it their all during this one game today.
And here you can see DEVYL down in a vert stack. They do run a little bit of zipper play. This is Seattle's kind of junk zone right now. They've been matching up kind of early after a couple throws, but it really does a great job of kind of stopping that pull play. You can see DEVYL was in a zipper play where two players from the back go opposite sides under, and then one player takes off deep. Now you can see Seattle has been matched up. The force looks like backhand. Again, Isaac on the field has been doing a great job this game, really being wily and forcing a lot of kind of turnovers and kind of difficult throws. Mart on the mark, rotating, upline cut, looking to shoot right now. not there. Great defense by Seattle. Trapped on the sideline. Seattle rotating on this mark, making this dump a lot harder, but then giving up lines. Kind of really unfortunate high count up line moments. Trap sideline, scary moment for Devil. Looking to find, again, an open side, open side, open side. Great grab by Zach Stinger. Doing so much work, not only in the end zone, but great job in the handler set. Just getting open at will.
Yeah, as we can see here on this replay, we have these Seattle marks rotating. That makes it difficult to throw these break side throws, but downfield you have to adjust. You have to know that the open side and those IO shots are more vulnerable, and you have to get your body there to reposition. Here we see that it is just a little too easy for these Devil players to march it up the sideline.
And Zach doing a great job, and Devil itself just doing a great job of winning that open side. You know, we've talked about kind of going sideline to sideline. We talked about their deep, like, kind of threats, and then we've shown this other wrinkle that, you know what, they can just beat you open side under too, right? And that's the exciting thing about the versatility of this team, right? They have their option A looks really great, their option B looks really great, their option C looks really great, and it makes this kind of scheme for any opponent really difficult to handle.
Yeah, and we see an offensive hold for Devil. It would be incredible if we see a break from them, able to build some momentum in the second half that Seattle so far has been mostly dominating.
And we see Matt coming back on the field. He's been kind of limping around. He's been running around and kind of warming up that knee. Let's just kind of keep an eye to make sure that he's still attacking or how that knee is maybe affecting his play. You know, he's such a dangerous player from being able to sprint deep, come back under, use his throws to also look dangerous. But we got to make sure that LeBar is fully healthy, and it'll be interesting to see what he does. But just getting him out there for his pulls gives your defense probably about 30 more yards to kind of work with. He's been throwing hucks to the back of the end zone. And it looks like he's stretching his calf, so maybe it was just a cramp from this heat. And if it's just a cramp, it's a little easier to manage. You gotta get some salt, you gotta get some water, you gotta get some food, and but if it's just a cramp, I think he's gonna say, you know what, it's on stream. We got thousands of viewers watching right now. I'm gonna come out and play.
I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen more cramps in this game. I know I'm standing up here in this hot booth and I can feel my hamstrings tightening up just watching this game. But especially for these Seattle players coming off of a bus, sleeping 5 hours on a bus, grabbing a quick breakfast at Dunkin' Donuts. Thank you to all those people working at Dunkin' this morning, getting all of us fed. And then immediately hopping to play. I am excited that we still see people and all players running at full speed today.
So it looks like Seattle's in a vert. Devil coming down in like a flat mark, really trying to use their marks to prevent these hucks. An interesting kind of pull play. Oh, we have Matt hobbling off, making sure that he just could not go. I know that's so frustrating as a player when you just say, you know what, I can't do it, but I really also make sure that you got to take care of yourself in this moment. Really frustrating. I know it feels like you're letting down your teammates and things like that, but I think that is the most responsible thing to do. It must be frustrating, though.
And a lot of heart for his teammates to be able to step on. We saw that he was limping around a little bit earlier, but he still went out there trying to give it his all, even though he's not feeling his best right now. So a lot of heart from Matt LeBar.
And you can really tell Devil is just a team full of heart right now, too. Digging in, using their cuts, their person defense to really just grind out everything. Forced the turnover on a little errant throw by Seattle, but pushing it a little too deep. Devil working it up now the sideline in a vert stack. Looking for that upline shot. High count. Way to get it off the line there. Looking for these inside breaks. Devil still consistently winning these open side unders.
And it'll be interesting to see who
Ooh,
steps
inside
up.
break. Big time grab. Oh, right off the fingertips.
I don't know how that disc got through so many players without being touched. That was an incredible shot from Aylin.
On the sideline. Ooh. It looks like close to toes on the line. I'm not sure if he got his feet, if his feet left up or not. I'm not going to make the call here. No way to see. Players out there making the call, talking about it.
For those of you viewers who maybe haven't watched that much Frisbee before, maybe you're at work and you're like, oh yeah, my nephew's best friend is out there playing, so I'm going to check out what this ultimate Frisbee thing is. This is a self-officiated sport, so we see the players discussing all of the calls on the field, making all these mature, complicated discussions that are happening when you're in the heat of a game, when you're competing, but still remembering the spirit of the game, trying to be honest and being disciplined with these discussions.
Yeah, and really mature to kind of talk it out and figure out what the best decision was and the right decision, and especially in a competitive game. It looks like there was a foul called. Will got a little tripped up by one of the Devil players on the up line. I'm not 100% sure what the call is, though.
Yeah, it was hard to tell if Will's feet got tangled up in there or if he possibly just slipped. It looks like there is a discussion, and they've agreed that the turnover will remain.
Again, and I can't stress how hard it is to be in this competitive game and then to take a moment and think and talk about the call. There is a maturity level that I'm really impressed by both these teams to be so competitive and so fiery, and then to be able to be like, what happened there? Big shot coming up. Deep shot. Has a step. Trying to close. Seattle trying to close. Big jump and a grab and a pancake grab. What a grab by Ben Harris. Was that a best friend point? Oh, the best friend point. We are going to call the best friend point. What a great deep look. Big rip. Best friend running deep. We have the 5 ultimate play of the game. It was a 70-yard just bomb to a sprint with a defender on your back, getting up and grabbing and pulling it down. A huge play for Devil. Best friends forever.
I am curious to figure out what their best friend's tattoo is. We know that they have one, but we have not confirmed what it actually looks like. Maybe we can figure that out later in the game. I also really want to shout out the Seattle defender on there, Kai. He hustled for that point, and I know it's difficult to be the person who was scored on, but that was a beautiful throw from the Devil offense. Beautiful catch, and Kai doing everything he can, but Devil showing that they are not done in this game.
And Aylin, the confidence in Ben to just rip it. I mean, not only 70 yards, but Aylin had about a step and a half and just put it out in front, let Ben just run it down. Kai's incredibly big, fast, and tall. We saw him make some incredible plays this game and previous games already. And Ben just making sure that he had body position, ran it down, and a beautiful, just 70-yard bomb. Like, oh my God, that is not an easy throw. I'm not sure all you viewers are like, oh yeah, just throw it 70 yards. I want you to go out on a football field and just throw it, and then put a 6-footer in front of you trying to stop you from throwing it, and seeing if you can get it to the end zone is a difficult feat.
Absolutely, and Devil's showing that they can use these deep threats on the field. They've been able to hit some of these deep shots. At the beginning of the game, we were seeing them hang up in the air, and now we've continued to see these throwers dial it in. So exciting for Devil to get some momentum right here. We see them pulling to Seattle, trying to get another break to get back in this game.
And shout out to Colorado Mama Bird. You're getting 2 fantastic athletes. Those 2 that made the connection are going to Boulder next year, so make sure you're on a lookout for those rising stars. Seattle in a horizontal. It looks like Devil is forced forehand. And you can see Devil is kind of poaching off. I'm sorry, they're in a vert stack. Seattle's in a vert stack? No, they're in a horizontal. They're kind of sagging off the weak side lane a little bit just to kind of gunk up the middle just a little bit more, Devil, to stop these deep looks. A throw and go. Looking for the shot. Down the line to Jack. Keeps his feet in for the goal.
That was a beautiful throw. I think that Jack Brown had actually been open for a while. The last 2 throwers could have possibly hit him on this deep shot. We see Seattle doing an excellent job swinging the disc, getting these give and goes, looking upfield, and it's a bit of a laser, but Jack Brown is able to put some angle onto this cut and find this wide open space from a beautiful throw for the Seattle score.
And as we kind of wind down, I think Devil has a couple more like punches in their playbook. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but this kind of like grinding person defense has been chipping away at Seattle. And, Seattle has scored and has looked really efficient, but there's just a gut feeling that a break is coming. Like, the defense that Devil has been played all game has really grinded down Seattle, and I'm kind of sensing that, in a couple points, Devil has their marks, they're grinding out on their legs, that they're going to get maybe 1 or 2 run through Ds here. And this is kind of the power of when you say our game plan is hard-nosed person D. The first couple points, when everyone's fresh and everything like that, you don't maybe get the Ds you want, but really in this kind of end game, this late game, is really when the legs and the fitness really pay off.
Absolutely, and in no way is this game over yet. We know that Devil has so many tools in their toolbox that they're able to use against the Seattle team. We've seen this hard-nosed defense that you were talking about. If they're able to get one of these Ds, we just want to see them hold on to the disc, be a I don't know if we want to see the deep shots or not. If they're able to get this D to be able to punch in this break opportunity if it's there. But I'm excited to see what's coming up in this next point.
And again, Matt Labar finding the willpower to get on the line in this dreadfully hot day. I know he's dealing with cramps and everything like that, but making sure that he is doing everything possible to be there for his teammates. It's incredibly inspiring as a teammate, as a team, just in general. When you have your players saying, "Whatever I have, I'm putting forth for y'all."
Absolutely, and we've seen a number of these Devil players step up big time in this game. I know we've had multiple people scoring goals, multiple people taking big shots, and also the little dinks, the little resets that you need as we see this pull, I think, lands
out of bounds.
Out of bounds, very close to the sideline, but we've seen some fantastic pulls in this game.
So Devil's going to set up in their vert stack again. Both teams have been running vert, but just like a subtle difference in just how they set up. Devil right now has a handler in the backfield. Seattle has 6 people up. And Devil also puts this kind of ISO person to start out. It kind of limits them to go to just to the open side, but at the same time it prevents a lot of kind of makes brackets obvious to see, and it stops any picks early in the count. Looks for a dish to Labar. Labar looking deep, not there. Trying to move it outside line. Great strike up line. Great opportunity to take a deep shot. Well defended. Devil moving it well from the open side. Another great throw, a 20-yard upline gainer. Labar to the back end zone. Is it there? Oh, off the fingertips.
An incredible bid from the Devil offender. And excellent offense. We've seen a couple shots go up to this break side. We know how difficult it is to defend. The Seattle defender doing an excellent job getting in the picture, making sure that he's putting pressure to make that a difficult catch.
Big shot to Tony. Tony looking deep. Tony throwing that backhand. Great closing speed. Labar, big time bid. Oh my gosh. We got to check for springboards in this field, but man, that young man getting up. Not only with his closing speed, but to lay out. Big time bid by Labar. Tony throwing that big shot to that end zone. Oh, and a quick turnover. Short field. Wow. So Seattle needs to compose themselves, take a breath. They're in their end zones set right now, about 20 yards out. Time to capitalize. Looking off to the side. Great mark. Back to the inside break. Another break. Can they stop? Devil getting the mark on. Another break throw. Another break throw for the goal. Grayson taking off deep, but also doing a great job timing. Break throw to break throw to break throw for that goal.
Yeah, Grayson did a fantastic job. He was open multiple times at the front of the stack, but unlike what a lot of players love to do is go and say, hey, I'm open and cut immediately, he waits for the play to develop, he waits for the handler movement to happen, and then makes a clean, crisp strike into the front of the end zone for an easy score for Seattle.
And again, keeping our eye on the break throws. Devil has done an amazing job of putting on these aggressive marks, really preventing the hucks, stopping the break throws. This was one of the first times that there was a little bit of a breakdown in the mark, and you can see Seattle said, okay, if you're going to give us this little inch, we're going to go break to break to break to break to break. And it's so deadly, especially in the end zone, especially in a vert stack. When you let off one break, it feels like there's like 6 that follow.
Definitely, and I can still not get over that huge defensive bid that we saw from Matt Labar. He took an injury the previous few points, able to get on the sideline, do whatever. I don't know what he did on the sideline. Maybe had some Space Jam juice or something, but able to make a huge bid into the end zone. I can still not get over that shoulder height layout bid that we saw from Matt Labar.
Oh my gosh. And the lead up to that, sometimes you see these layouts where like people are kind of jogging to get to their feet under him. He was in full sprint, closed, and then goes shoulder high to like try to pick it out of the air, and that was incredible. And just the heart of this Devil team, this heart of Matt Labar, really showing a lot of effort and just building that kind of like trust. I know the score is not going the way they want, but these little plays of saying I will never quit on you as my teammate is so impactful and really inspiring.
Yeah, and Matt Labar's been able to rely on some other key players for this Devil team. I know that Aylin and Jack have both had some fantastic plays in this game. Jacob LaRue getting involved in many points for this Devil team as we see them work their way up on offense.
Here we have Devil in a vert stack, multiple cuts deep, looking dump. Seattle in a straight up kind of mark. Ooh, a good bobble, but nice grab. Devil moving it just quickly. Great upline strike. Seattle really kind of sagging, trying to stop these breaks, stop these hucks, letting off some easy dumps, but trying to make sure that Devil's going side to side. There's the shot up. Isaac's underneath. Another Devil player's there. A little bit of a miscommunication on the deep shot. Aylin was thinking that his cutter was going to turn and go back corner. Unfortunate error from a thrower that has been all over the place right now.
And Isaac Grandstrom doing an excellent job of both being close to his defender and taking an excellent opportunity to look at the disc while the throw goes up. As we see, I believe Seattle taking a timeout on the field.
And at this moment, we really want to thank one of our sponsors, Aria Disc. The Disc Northwest Tier 206 Tour is sponsored by Aria Disc. Precision crafted with high level of play in mind and supporting growth and accessibility with every disc sold. Aria believes in changing the world through Ultimate. For more information, please visit us at aria-discs.com. Thank you for supporting the Disc Northwest Tier 2 206 Tour and Aria Discs.
Yeah, Aria presenting a player of the game at the end of each game we've seen so far, and also allowing that player to choose an organization where they would like to donate discs to at the end of the game. Been an incredible sponsor for this tour, and also providing excellent opportunities for other organizations around the U.S. and around the world.
And it really is blown away by just kind of all the sponsors and Aria saying, like, you know, we're showing up for these youth Ultimate players. I think that really just is moving. When I was growing up, 5 Ultimate was really one of the only kind of Ultimate companies, and now we see so many Ultimate companies growing and being there, and also saying, hey, we are here for the Ultimate community, not only to give awesome discs and gear, but also to make sure that we support and grow our Ultimate community with our values.
Definitely. So many incredible sponsorships in this tour, so many incredible organizations. Incredible that our equipment is still up and running in this heat advisory that we are playing in. Excellent job to the Fulcrum crew that has been able to set up. This is our 3rd stop along the way, our 4th game. We've played indoors due to lightning. We're playing outdoors after a 5-hour drive from a PM game last night to be able to provide you this broadcast today. So shout out to the Fulcrum crew that has been working their tails off every single day, getting you not only these live streams, but also the replays, also the highlights, everything that they're doing to showcase this level of play that we're seeing out on the field.
And also big shout out to Kelly Johnson, not only in making sure that she's coaching up an incredible team right now, but she's making sure that the bus is on schedule, the homestays are there, that we get to where we need to go. Not only that, but making sure that we're fed. Kelly Johnson has been doing a remarkable job. When she's not coaching on the field, she's in the booth making sure everything's running. When she's not in the booth, not on the field, she's in the bus talking to everyone, making sure that all the coaches, all the players know where to go. And when she's not there, she's making sure that we're fed, have our coffee, have our breakfast. There's too many things to thank Kelly for that is just remarkable. If you are not, big shot up. Jack Brown underneath, multiple defenders there. Great D. Matt Krause on the D, right on the hip, making sure getting up, getting at the maximum point. Jack Brown has springs in his legs, and Matt doing a great job of getting a hand on that. But big shout out to Kelly. If you are not tweeting or retweeting out the stream, make sure just to think about the logistics that Kelly is putting in and take some time, tweet, do something. Shout out this big 206 tour. So many people have put in a lot of effort, but big thanks to Kelly right now.
And if you're in one of our upcoming, as we see a big deep shot go up, Seattle clearly under the disc for that D. If you're in one of the upcoming locations on this tour, come out and watch these games. All of our crowds have been fantastic in person. We would love everybody to come out in these communities as we see a low forehand coming out from Seattle and these teams trading turns with each other.
And this is a good moment for DEVYL to kind of breathe. You know, lots of quick turns. Big shot to the end zone. Bobbled. Got it. Knee catch. Oscar with a great timing cut for that deep look. And again, it's thinking about what set up that deep look. A great underpass, right? Gaining a lot of yards to that deep look. Oscar showing great composure, right? So here we have just a big gainer under that opens up a great deep shot look. Oscar running to that back cone, lots of space. A little bit of a bobble, but goes to the knees like a rock star, sliding in for the goal.
Yeah, and in these moments, we're telling the teams that, yes, they need to breathe, but also that doesn't mean to jog or to walk. It means that we're able to take the shots that were needed. And I believe hard cap has gone off, so that is game. Seattle, silly Saurs, take the game 14-10 against a fantastic DEVYL team in this hot, hot heat. What an incredible game we saw today, Casey.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the fans and all the volunteers, all the campers that came out, doing the wave, crushing it right now. Good job, Fulcrum Media, for staying hydrated and keeping the stream up. It's a remarkable job. This was such a fun and athletic game. Like the high-flying, deep looks, the multiple jump balls, LeBar seeming to defy gravity and just fly at shoulder height. It is so much fun to watch these two teams battle. And if you want to make sure you stay tuned, the DEVYL girls are playing the Seattle girls right after this. Make sure you just get a quick hydration break before you come back because we have another exciting game coming up on stream. It is, I know Abby and I have talked so much about just kind of the athletic play and all these moves, but then, you know, underneath all of that are just sound fundamentals, you know. All these throws, all these catches, the marks, these counter plays, all start from really sound fundamentals that, you know, they've learned from their U17 days, from at camp, from wonderful coaching. And on top of that, we get to see great fundamentals, then we get to see the big plays, then we get to see the big layouts, then we get to see the big hucks, these inside breaks, but it's also this foundation of great fundamentals that lead to these athletic plays. And Youth Ultimate today in the United States is just so exciting. And I can't believe, I know it seems crazy, but I just can't believe the growth that has happened in Youth Ultimate in the last 5 years or 10 years even. Not only are players starting at a young age. When I was playing, it was very rare to say, oh, you started playing in high school. Now we have so many people starting in elementary school and middle school, and that's a big thanks to all the volunteers. We want to make sure that we thank our sponsors, too, for making this possible. All of this tour could not have happened without the Sport of 5 Ultimate, Cut Camp, Spike Ball, all the Got Your Back teams, Fulcrum Media, Game Point Performance, Friction Gloves, and Aria Discs. At this moment, we are going to go down to the field and get Abby, and she has an interview with Aria's player of the game.
Thank you to everyone who has been tuning into this fantastic game. I am down here with the ARIA player of the game, Aylin Learned, playing so hard for this Devil team. We saw some incredible throws, some incredible athletic endeavors from Aylin, as well as an incredibly spirited game. Aylin, I would like to present to you the ARIA player of the game disc, and the fans want to know, what does the sport of ultimate and its values mean to you?
Yeah, I think it's just like the community that Frisbee has, meeting all my closest friends, not even just on my team, but from all over the country that we'll go into college with, and knowing just everyone and meeting new people is awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Aylin. Thank you to all the viewers who tuned in for this game today. We have another game coming at you. Stay tuned. It's at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Stay tuned for an incredible game with the Seattle girls.